Hi, I'm in Glen car park, which is on the A593, midway between Ambleside and Coniston. And it's a sometimes used as an overflow car park for Tarn House. Tarn House is what, half mile in that direction. There's also Yew Tree Farm about a quarter of a mile up there, and we'll be going past there later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up Holm Fell. I'm going to take a bit of a circular route. It's a beautiful fell. It's got stunning views. If you're a fan of heather, it's a wonderful place. It's a heather utopia. And then, so without any further ado, I get my rucksack on and we'll go. From the car park, I'm heading towards Coniston via a bridleway that starts beside Yew Tree Farm and leads to the minor road to Hodge Close quarry. After a kilometre of road walking, that's 0.6 of a mile in old money, I shall leave the road behind and follow a bridleway across the northeastern edge of the fell, before turning right once again to head up to the summit. The circuitous route enables me to avoid the worst of the boggy ground in these parts, and it's not long before I reach the summit cairn and are treated to some fabulous mountain view. The return is via a narrow path through the bracken which heads north, before swinging right to drop down the fell via Uskdale Gap towards Yew Tree Farm. A lovely walk through the woodlands surrounding the tarn follows, with a stop to enjoy a cup of tea beside the tarn before heading back along the woodland track to the car park. This must be one of the most photographed houses in the Lake District. Beyond it is this nice, wide and very quiet bridleway. You'd think I could work a gate by now, wouldn't you? Right, it's half a mile down that track to Yew Tree Farm. There, it says public right-of-way Coniston 1 3/4 miles. So we carry on here. The A593's there, but the right-of-way goes off to the side of the A593. We're not going to do either. We're going to go that way. We're going to turn right, and we're going to head along a minor road that leads to Hodge Close. Now, I will warn you, and I'll say it now before we set off, you do have to be a bit careful on this road as a walker, because some of the cars going up and down here they go a little bit quicker than the average car in the Lake District. I think it's because they're adventure seekers going to the quarry to have a great day of adventure, doing whatever. So keep to the side. There's some lovely views, but just bear in mind there's quite a few cars come along here, and they're eager to get to the quarry, many of them. Cars heading to the quarry aside, this is a lovely road. There's Raven Crag to the right and Yewdale Beck on my left. Well, that's the road walking bit over and done with. Wasn't too bad. 2 cars got stuck a bit further down because they couldn't pass, so one had to back up, and actually that same thing's happened. Somebody's at the back near while I waited to do this little piece to camera. Cars coming up and down all the time, but they're not. It's not a great problem if you keep into the side. It's not an unpleasant walk, and this is, after all, August. And you know what they say about August, it's busy. So there's not a lot else I can do about that. I think we've got another motor vehicle coming our way. We're off the road now. We're going to go on this bridleway and cut up the back to the far part of the fell. Oh, thanks for it. Peace and solitude is soon restored. Slight risk of humiliation in front of my viewers. Now, who said I would fall off? No. Now, a word about spelling. The home part of Holm Fell can be spelt with an E at the end, or not. Ordnance Survey have decided to sit on the fence for spelling wise. Their Explorer maps include the E, but their Land Ranger map doesn't. I'm a Land Ranger man myself. This is an interesting route up. A wide track. I mean, we've come from tarmac road to a wide track and then a narrower track. And here it's even narrower. And actually the area around here is very, very boggy. And every now and then you end up having to go through the bog, which actually isn't too bad. Despite the fact we've had a wet July and the start of August, the ground's quite firm actually, but there are some boggy bits, just bear that in mind. Of course, behind you, the views are starting to open out, and actually when we get to the top, you will see why this is such a good little walk. Wonderful. Not a soul around, I mean, just deserted. I mean, dear. It's like Blackpool Beach on a rainy Sunday. There is, by the way, there is also, with the bog and the bracken, there's a fair bit of wildlife, most of it that big. So if you're susceptible to insect bites, a bit of insect repellent might not be a bad idea. Let's get to the top. It is an interesting little climb. Lots of narrow paths, bits of bog to avoid. Nice view of Coniston near the top there. And lots of beautiful heather to enjoy. The fell has two cairns. This one is the highest point, 1,040 feet above sea level. So it's the second lowest of the Wainwright fells after Castle Crag. It's just another one of these small fell tops that people don't bother with. Tourists don't come up because, well, you've got to climb up and it's boggy and it's not the easiest one to climb, I have to admit. Fell walkers don't come up here simply because, well, it's not high enough. They want to be up on Wetherlam or Coniston Old Man or up on the Langdale Pikes. So this is a Wainwright that you have to do, so you do it once and then you go off and do bigger stuff. But actually, I think it's glorious. It's a wonderful little fell. You get the place to yourself pretty much. I've very rarely seen anybody else up here, I must admit. And yeah, it's often a bit blowy. That's one thing about it. And it's a bit boggy. But hey, come on. This is the Lake District. And yeah, we get rain, we get wind. We also get stunning scenery, and you can see so much of it from here. You get a wonderful view of the Langdale Pikes. Frosick, Ilbel and Yoke there, Red Screes to the left. To the east, Sallows and Sour Howes, the Howgills in the distance. Looking due south, Coniston Water. Can just make out a small crowd of fell walkers on the top of Coniston Old Man. Wetherlam looking magnificent as always. View-wise, this is a glorious fell. It's stunningly beautiful. It's the middle of August, and I'm the only one here. And in front of me is the wonderful Uskdale Gap, where it's difficult to see which bit is the path and which bit is the stream. It's great fun. And there below, bathed in the sunlight, is Yew Tree Farm. This is a nice interesting lump of rock. Question is it from there, like from a rockfall, or is it a glacial erratic? In other words, was it dropped by a glacier as it moved through? I've seen different people argue different points about it actually. Some people have said one thing, some people have said another. I'm in favour of it coming down off the side of Holme Fell, probably as a result of climate change about 13,000 years ago when the area was defrosting. But it's wonderful, it just sits here. It's got a bush growing in the top of it. And there's another one just down the road, just a smaller one. And then, but brilliant. You get these all over the Lake District, they're wonderful. Nice and stiff. This is Yew Tree Farm. We've come off the fell and we've got what, half a mile to go, but it's a very pleasant half mile alongside the shore of the town. And we haven't seen anybody on this walk, but I'm expecting to now because this is a very popular place. Come with me and have a look and see why. Yew Tree Farm, a lovely little mountain town beside the main road, except it's not a mountain town. This delightful little stretch of water is yet to celebrate its 100th birthday. 80 years ago it was just an area of marshy ground. Then the Marshall family, the same people who created Town House, dammed the stream and created a trout fishery. It's now owned by the National Trust, and it's still a trout fishery. Yeah, it's been a fabulous walk. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, because I've had a thoroughly enjoyable time today. I really, really have. The car is about 400 or 500 yards just along the road. There is an off-road footpath. But I'm just going to sit here and enjoy this town for another half hour, I think. Anyway, don't forget, if you like what you see, subscribe. If you don't like what you see, well, that's a comment, by all means. But actually, if you don't like what you see, you won't be watching by now, will you? So, there you go. And I'll see you next time.